The Samsung Galaxy S23 series was heavily marketed for its gaming prowess thanks to the boosted Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy chipsets. Things look different in the real world, however, as the phones seem to fall way short of expectations in a Genshin Impact gaming test. The S23 Ultra debuted at the start of the month with an exclusive version of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. While that has guaranteed the new Samsung flagship's impressive CPU benchmark numbers, it appears they still may not be great at actual gaming. As tested by Golden Reviewer on popular title Genshin Impact, the Galaxy S23 Ultra seems to put up a disappointing showing, with numbers worse than other Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 phones and even hardly better than last-gen Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 phones. The Galaxy S23 Ultra only records an average of 55 frames per second, noticeably lower than a device like the Xiaomi 13 Pro, which achieves an average of 59.4 frames per second. For some perspective, even the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 powered Xiaomi 12T Pro averaged 59.2 FPS in the same test. It gets worse. With an average power draw of 6.4 watts, the Galaxy S23 Ultra during the test consumed more power than the Xiaomi 13 Pro and even the 12T Pro at 5.5 and 5.8 watts. It also got a lot hotter than both phones, reaching a temperature of 43.6 degrees Celsius versus the Xiaomi 13 Pro's 39.3 degrees Celsius and the 12T Pro's 41.5 degrees Celsius. Those numbers aren't just Xiaomi wizardry either. The Vivo X90 Pro Plus, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, averaged 58.4 frames per second in the test, with a power consumption of 5.2 watts and a temperature of 39.1 degrees Celsius. In fact, I also feel the same. The new chipset also runs much cooler than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. After downloading Genshin Impact, install files for 10 minutes with the loading animation playing and the phone resting on a heat-insulating couch cushion. It was only slightly warm to the touch. The S22 Ultra was borderline uncomfortable to hold after doing something like that. Gameplay is incredibly smooth, with a barely perceptible hiccup here and there as it loads more area data. While there's a chance the Galaxy S23 Ultra just isn't optimized for Genshin Impact right now, these units are still on early software after all. The results of this test hardly showcase the flagship and its Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy in a glowing light. All that is to say, you can get through a day of moderate use with the S23 Ultra a little more comfortably, and it stands up a bit better to heavier use. If you plan on doing a lot of processor-heavy stuff like gaming or, I don't know, measuring every room in your house in VR, then you'll probably still need to recharge before the day is done. For most of us, this is an all-day battery with a little more wiggle room than last year's. So if you also think that S23 still may not be great at actual gaming, let us know it down in the comment section below, and for more Galaxy news you can check out our channel. See you for the next time. Peace out.